Hey everybody, as y'all know, jury selection started today for P. Diddy's trial. P. Diddy, y'all, can y'all say up? You know it creep without a paddle. The prosecution is not even gonna use the Cassie video. Y'all hear me right? The prosecution said they're not even gonna use the Cassie video. They don't even need it. People, that's a bad sign already. If they're not using that video, so that's not the most powerful video that they have. Strike one for Mr. Cone. They're not even using Cassie's video, so they got videos that's much worse. That's all that's telling me. So people, and this morning, two celebrities has been named in connection with Diddy trial. Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. Y'all remember Michael B. Jordan dated briefly somebody's daughter, and they flew out of the country when it first hit. They flew like a chicken dodging a rifle. So guess what? All this stuff is tied in together, people. I told y'all it's just getting ready to get ugly because we getting ready to know names. It's getting ready to get real ugly. And nobody's saying Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan did nothing wrong yet. But if I was those two, I wouldn't want my name to be associated nowhere near this. Period. At all. Nothing good come out of this, people. If I were them. So, and what's disturbing? Well, which is not disturbing to me. I'm glad to hear it. They said I got a whole list of people. Whole list of celebrities. People. That is not good for Mr. Diddy. I was listening to Ticketed TV. That's one of the channels I listen to. My boy, I like him. And I want y'all to listen at a few things, and I'll elaborate. Y'all take a listen.
Are set to begin on May the 12th. The disgraced rapper's reported defense strategy will revolve around his mental capacity to commit the crimes, as his representatives are arguing that he was not of clear mind according to the court documents.
That's crazy.
The court heard today,
it's crazy,
in the courtroom today, that Diddy's lawyers will be allowed to call a psychiatrist who will testify about the effect of multiple drugs, including prescriptions.
We all know the effects
on a normal person.
We know right?
that. It goes on to say, but previous court filings have also said that Dr. Eli Ahum will talk about Diddy's quote-unquote diminished capacity to commit crimes because of his drug intake. Now it goes on to say, right? And in court, the judge said he would permit testimony from Dr. Ahum on the expected effects of various drugs a person may experience during blackouts and other intoxicated episodes, and the predictable result of certain drug combinations. It goes on as
people, let me stop right there. When you knowing that you guilty, knowing it, and you talking about you was high on influence, the reason why you was not in your right capacity of mind when you did some of the stuff you done, that ain't gonna fly, son, because you did some of this stuff for years and years. All your bad behavior, you can't contribute that to intoxication. You had to coerce and manipulate and all that stuff. You had to be in your right mind to do all that. So that ain't gonna fly. I just wanted y'all to know, in my opinion, that ain't gonna fly.
But the doctor will not be allowed to talk about what Diddy himself experienced, as she did not examine him.
That's the key.
The judge has ruled.
That's the key.
It goes on to say, the details of his alleged condition have been redacted in the documents.
See that?
But there are a few clues of what it could be. Federal prosecutors do not believe in its relevance.
It's not relevant.
According to the documents, prosecutors have stated that legal precedence requires the defense to give proper notice before offering any evidence in the effects of drugs
Yep.
and alcohol on the defendant's memory or cognitive function.
Didn't.
Another clue would be that prosecutors are describing the doctor's potential testimony as evidence of the Diddy's inability to control his behavior. It goes on.
Man, please.
In a letter that was filed last Tuesday,
People.
Diddy's attorney said despite their prior requests for a gag order, several attorneys who represented the alleged victims and witnesses continue to quote unquote muddy the jury pool with negative publicity towards their client.
Prosecution did that. The media did.
Specifically named
The media did.
Douglas Wigner, who represents Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Kathy Ventura,
Nothing
for
to do with it.
speaking to the media. Absent a court order, we expect the publicity to not only continue, but escalate as the trial commences.
That man got freedom of speech.
They wrote in a letter to the judge, Submarinian. Indeed, in recent weeks, lawyers for the government witnesses have commented on pretrial litigation and continue to broadcast prejudicial statements.
No, they're not.
They pointed
the truth
to Kathy's lawyer's comments concerning Diddy's request to keep the surveillance video of Diddy pulling and dragging Kathy by the hair inside a Los Angeles hotel hallway in 2016 as she tried to escape. Now it says during the trial today, and what appears to be a win for Diddy, prosecutor Maureen Conley said they won't be offering the CNN video of Diddy beating up Cassie. Right? So they will not be using that video. Let me repeat myself. They're not going to need to use the video.
Not gonna need it.
Prosecution says we don't even need the video.
Wow.
Let me repeat that again. Breaking news. The prosecution said in court today they're not using the Kathy video.
Wow.
They're not using it.
Wow.
Straight. They just said it in court today. Just said it in court today. They're not even using that video.
Not
they
even
don't
using
need the video.
They don't even need it. People. That is very telling. Very telling. They don't even need that. They got so much evidence that they don't even need the Cassie video. They don't even need it. Not even gonna even show it. So y'all think that's a win for Diddy? It's not. That's a nightmare. That means they got way more damning evidence than him just beating Cassie up. Way more serious charges than that. And that let me know that the government is right on point. They got their evidence. They got their ducks in a row. And Mr. Diddy is in bad trouble, from my estimation. So from jury selection day one, and I'm telling you how they're doing it, they're being meticulous. They're being meticulous, but they're speeding it up at the same time. That's why they throw those lists of two people, Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan, to see how the jurors react to those names, how well do they know them, and all that stuff. Because they said the list of people is pages of people, of celebrities. Not one page, pages. Pages. So those two names just the tip of the iceberg, people. Tip of the iceberg for what I see is coming. Diddy, I told y'all videos ago, he is not prepared for what's coming. He's not prepared, people. And then he gonna try to use that defense talking about he was not in his right mind, he was too high. No, you went too high for some of the stuff you was doing, buddy. You weren't too high to have about 6, 7 different cell phones. You weren't too high to try to strong arm and manipulate people. You weren't too high to do that. So that's not gonna fly. Period. You wasn't in your right mind. Well, When it's all over with, you definitely will not be in your right mind. Where you're going, you ain't gonna end up in your right mind. You losing it over there, MDC. What you facing is much worse than that, and you already losing it. So yeah, we understand. That's the only thing you could grasp at. You wasn't in your right mind because you ain't got no other defense, no other. So we'll see how well that plays out, Mr. Cone. The first day of jury selection. There ain't even a trial yet. And they said they don't even need the strongest evidence we thought they had. And they said they don't even need that. So, man, I tell you what, people. I told y'all I want to be Diddy for all the tea in China without the tariff. I wouldn't want to be Diddy for nothing. Because I know what he's facing. I know what he's facing. I know where he's headed. And it ain't good. Neither one of them. But it couldn't happen to a better person. Society's better off. Way better. So Diddy, like I said a long time ago, we'll holler at you, son. And it's just jury selection. It's going to be way more bad stuff to come, people. So y'all tune in. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Funny Bone was just recapping today what he saw for jury selection for Mr. Cone. And it ain't looking good on no front, people. Not at all. At all. So if y'all think the jury selection is going to be smooth and Pete Diddy is not going to have no trouble with jury selection, y'all put it one down there. If y'all think jury selection is going to be rough for Mr. Combs, he going to have all kind of trouble even before, during, and after, y'all put it two down there. The jury selection is the least of his problem. You ain't going to find nobody who don't know him. You know, they might know him briefly. That's who the people they're going to have to go with. People that follow him the briefly, you know, the least. That's who they're going to have to go with. So, good luck with that, Mr. Diddy. With a fair trial, you wasn't fair to nobody. The law said the law got to be fair, but you wasn't fair. That's how the crooks do. They want the law to be fair when they never was. We'll see how that play out, people. Funny Bone here. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000. Get us there, people. Share the video if you like it. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Because Funny Bone will be bringing y'all the news every day, every other day. Any day that's interesting, I will be bringing it to you. Funny Bone love y'all. Y'all have a rest of a great day. Peace.